get straight to it then, starting off in race 1 with the 2 runners, Aurelia Cotta with Samanga and Vortex Star with Raymond Danielson.
Aurelia Cotta was very impressive in her last start. There was a lot of money for her. I mean, we felt she would run well, and she found a gear in the last 100 meters that we haven't really seen at home. So she was pretty impressive. Vortex Star, I think that run may have come a bit soon, that second run in Cape Town. We were trying to push to that $1 million. I think with the time that he's had, he's going to improve a lot, and he can't be ignored.
Okay, we then move on to the second of the afternoon with Brave Nomad and Samanga.
Well, he's going to need the run and obviously the experience, but it doesn't seem like the strongest field, and if we can get some part of the power, we'll be more than happy.
Okay, first leg of the place accumulator, you triple fisted with Celestina, number 7, Desert Rhythm, number 2, and number 3, Green Plains.
Celestina has dropped the ball in what she shows us at home. We're going to obviously try a tongue tie and a crossover, hoping for improvement. Desert Rhythm, I thought she won a nice race. She seemed to be caught flat-footed for some reason, but she shows me plenty of speed at home, so we'll take another chance over the sprint distances. And Green Plains has done nothing wrong. I think well weighted, and she should have a shot. I think they'll be competitive. Obviously, the Paul MATCHETT horse would be tough to beat.
Okay, then on to the first leg of the pick 6, the very, very impressive and exciting Barak Street and Silver God together.
Silver God was very green on debut, and we're expecting big improvement. Hasn't got a lot of weight to shoulder, I think 53 kilos. And Barak Street was very impressive in his win. We have a question mark, believe it or not, over going more than 1,000. I think that's what may have beaten him in Cape Town, but he may have not been ready for it at that stage. So just 1,100 extra 100 meters, the way he raced and the way he won, it shouldn't be a problem based on that last run. And yeah, we're expecting a big run.
Fantastic. And then on to the first leg of the jackpot, where horse number 8 is Exquisite Touch and Samanga.
I thought she was very impressive in her last win. It's a very, very competitive sprint. This is top field, and you know we'll be competitive. It's hard to be confident at all with this type of talent in the race.
Okay, then we move on to the champion of all champions in South Africa at the moment. It's Legal Eagle in French Navy, heading towards bigger things.
Well, French Navy, it's hard to not take your chances here. I mean, there is R1 million on offer, even though he did run last week. He took the run very well. And obviously, Legal Eagle, he's the class horse, but, you know, we still got a few days to go, and you need everything to go right. And obviously, we spoke about the issues that are running through Reinke, so hopefully, you know, we can just get him there healthy, and he looks a hard horse to beat.
And of course, sitting at the draw for the Sun Met, everybody's looking at Legal Eagle and saying the horse has won a good few races over 2,000 meters. He's won 1.5 miles at the Derby, but he remains unbeaten over 1,600 meters. He's just got so much speed, as he showed in that run to his stable companion Trip to Heaven.
Yes, he has obviously enough speed for a mile, and certainly for a horse that goes over further. And I think as he's gotten older, he's strengthened up, and that's sort of just obviously helped him over the mile. And you know, he obviously seems to be getting better. So yeah, it obviously is a good distance for him. We can't argue with that.
Right, the cross-pollination of media is very important, and I was reading with interest Charles Pretorius's comments in Turf Talk with regard to Safe Harbour and Smiling Blue Eyes. I know you said you were a little easy on Safe Harbour after a busy Cape campaign. She'll obviously come in leaps and bounds, and Smiling Blue Eyes, well, she's top class and looking for this trip, I would think.
Yes, Smiling Blue Eyes does want the trip, and you know she's done everything right, and we're hoping that we can just go into the race smoothly with no hiccups. Safe Harbour, at the end of the day, she is rated a 108, and that's for a good reason. So I would caution the public not to take her last run as gospel. She's going to improve a lot, and you know she's a big runner.
Yeah, well, the last time we chatted, you said Samanga's the stable jockey. He hasn't made his call yet. Did he make the call, or is it a case of loyalty, or the fact that Raymond just gets on so well with Smiling Blue Eyes and has one on her in a feature already?
These are always difficult questions to answer. I'm not here to be Mr. Nice Guy and to, give people a chance because they've done well previously. You've got to be in form. Raymond's riding well at the moment. He rode a particularly good race from a difficult draw, and I've decided to leave him on. At the same time, to have Semanga on Safe Harbour, I mean, she's the one that's rated 108, so you're not necessarily giving him the wrong horse. So I think we've tried to keep the jockey arrangements as fair as possible without compromising our standards.
Lovely. Then you'll be looking for revenge with ALSON, who was just denied victory by a master stroke from Pierce Stradum, and of course Furiosa probably a little bit below par, much better than that, and I think Tilbury Fort is a horse that's clearly on the up.
Tilbury Fort definitely improving. The other two do seem stronger than him, but he did finish in front of Furiosa the last time. We've tried a tongue tie on Furiosa. He seems to be better for it, and I'm expecting a far better run. And ALSON has done nothing wrong. He may have been a bit ring rusty in the last start and a little bit green still in the finish. Yes, so they're all in good order. And at this, just looking at black and white and the way things have gone, ALSON should be the right one.
Okay, then to close off the pick six, you've got two horses, number 4, In an Instant with Callan Murray, and number 10, Redbury Lane with Lyle Hewitson.
In an Instant, just the fact that she's by Silvana. We tried the extended trip last time out, and she did fail. Coming back to a distance where she should be more competitive. Redbury Lane, I wasn't quite sure that she got the 1800 last time, but it may just be a case of first try at it, and this is certainly a chance for her to get some black type. I haven't got a lot of confidence, but if she sees out the trip, she would have a good winning chance. I'm not convinced that she does.
Okay, then we're on to the ground horses. Super Tube, certainly capable in his day. Handy galloping weight, and Semanga gets the ride.
Not much to say about him other than he does stay, and he will get the 28.50, where some of the others might not, and we're just hoping for a bit of luck.
Then just the two of them, Consequentially, who's certainly not without her talent, and number 5, Shine Bright in race 11.
Yes, Consequentially, we gave her a little break. She had quite a bit of racing when she got to Joburg, coming from Cape Town, and we just want to finish the season off strongly with her, so we've given her a break, obviously starting off over a mile, which is short of her best, but having said that, we do expect it to run fresh and run well. Shine Bright, third run after a rest. I think the mile will suit. Very, very well handled by Kelvin Habib to win her last start, and similar sort of ride, she should be competitive.
And then to close the day off, you've double-fisted with Bold Viking and Count Drusilla, number 5 and 4 respectively, and both look to have lively chances.
Bold Viking's come along the right way since gelding. He's moving well, he's looking good. The blinkers have certainly helped, and obviously we found the right distance, so he should be competitive. Count Drusilla's getting a little bit annoying. It's becoming a bit of a disappointment. I think he's a very good horse, and I think if Semanga rides him patiently and everything goes smoothly for him in the race, he should be a big runner.
Matthew, starting off in race 1 with a horse called Like a Panther.
Yeah, Andy, he's a nice young horse that's going to only get better with age. He ran a very good race first time up from a very bad draw. This time he's got a good draw. Anton Marcus up. I'm expecting a very good performance.
Must be also expecting a really good performance from the talented Alfork in the first leg of the pick 6.
Yeah, he does to me seem a little bit held by Barak Street though, but this time we are getting 2 kilograms and going a little bit further, so I think he'll be much closer.
Lovely. Then a cracking race with Ektifar and Rasmal doing duty in the first leg of the jackpot.
Yeah, we've got a nice hand here. Ektifar obviously is a top class filly. We've elected to drop her back to a sprint as she doesn't see out the mile. And if she goes well in the sprints, then at least opens up a few more doors for us. And Rasmal's been very consistent running in big races and running places, so he's off a competitive handicap, and I expect him to be right there.
Then we come to the big guns, the horse chestnut. You've got Farik and Rafif, a commentator's dream or nightmare, depending on which way it goes.
Yeah, Farik is just purely in there just to keep the race nice and honest. Rafif's prep has gone extremely well. I think he's a very lightly raced horse, and I can see from every run that he has improved. Even when he got beat by Irish Pride, he made improvement. He stepped up to weight for age and beat New Predator. He's made improvement again, but he's gonna need to have done that because Legal Eagle looks very hard to oppose. But I expect a big run from Rafif.
Then we go on to the WOODRUFF Classic Fillies race. Alhora, Belrose and Orchid Island, 3 cracking entries.
Yeah, Ahora, I thought she ran a very good race last time. She spent most of the straight looking for a run, and when she got out, she really flew. She's really turned the corner. She's doing well. You know, from a draw one, I'm pretty confident that she'll be a bit closer to Smiling Blue Eyes. So she's going to give a good performance. Orchard Island needed the run a little bit last time and came down the inside, which wasn't the best going. You know, she's in good form. She's going to love the extra distance, and I just think even in the next leg, she's going to even be better. Belrose ran last Saturday. She's taken that run very well. Hopefully it's given her a bit of confidence, and she ran a crack in the Guineas, so you know, I'm expecting a similar run, and I wouldn't be surprised to see her in the top 5.
You're spot on with the way that she won her last start. She actually got challenged and she dug down deep. She was very determined in the way that she won that race.
Yeah, she did, and she was carrying 60 and, you know, 2,000 meters for the first time, and also ran seconds, got very good form as well. So I think there's a lot of good form and good positive runs with her, and you know, I think she'll be right there.
Right. Then on to the Colts Classic, of course, 2 for Sheikh Hamdan, and then, of course, Heavenly Blue, who at last gets the trip that he's been crying out for.
Yeah, he does. He gets the 1800. We're going the 1800, but once again, he's got the widest gate. I know it's 9, but 9 out of 9 is still the widest gate. So he's going to need a little luck in running, but his prep has gone extremely well up until today. Today's Thursday, so hopefully it just carries on going that way. Very happy with him. Like I said, he's going to love the distance, so we're very confident of a big run. Janubi, obviously the question mark about the distance, he's bred to see it out, but we put Aladal in there just to help him a little bit, because we don't want to see Janubi in front over this trip. We'd rather him have something to follow. So he's in good form again, and you know, he may not see the distance out, and the other two may turn the form on him, Heavenly Blue and Al-Sayyim, but I still expect him to beat the rest home. You know, he's classy enough to do that, and obviously Aladal, as I've said, is in there just to make sure it's a good gallop.
All right, and then on to the staying types, the hard-knocking Smart Mart. Nice to see him back in the race.
Yeah, Smart Mart, he's had his time. That for me, he's kind of found his mark in the handicaps, and you know, it just depends which Smart Mart pitches up on the day, but I can't give you any votes of confidence because he's an old-timer off his highest ever rating, so it'll be hard for him to win.
But he's fitting well, and of course he's going his hardest.
Yeah.
All right, and then a very, very talented horse. Nice to see him back on the racetrack. We haven't seen him for ages. The return of Jubilee Line.
Yeah, he had a little issue after his last run. He pulled up lane behind, and we gave him a long rest. And you know, before that, yes, I was very confident in him, and you know, I was really excited to seeing him progress through a couple of races. We had a nice program mapped out to him, so it was a little bit of a blow for us. But he's come back well. He's doing well again, and we just had to start all over again. He's off a competitive mark of 87, and I really think that you know, although not probably 100% on Saturday, I think he'll give a good run.
Robbie, just 2 quality runners on Saturday, starting off in the Protea Stakes with the first timer, a horse called Boatswain, acquired from the Mike de Kock dispersal sale.
Yeah, nice type of horse, and as I said, it's just a come-on run, small field. He's got quite a bit of speed, and we'll just take our chances. You know, I discussed it with Colin, and we just decided to let's give him a run there if anywhere else.
Well, obviously, when you're taking on horses like Barack Street and Michael de Kock's horse, then you're going to know exactly where you stand in terms of quality.
Yes, yeah, that's basically, you know, we're not really worried about them in that way. They're good horses, and not to say this is a better horse, but he's just coming out for a run, and he's going to enjoy himself, and where he runs, and hopefully it's close.
Fantastic. And then on to Oriental Oak. She's in a high-quality field. She goes for a hat-trick, but she looks very honest.
Yes, very game little filly, very, very narrow type, but lovely worker, exceptionally good stride. Should be doing her best work at the finish, and hopefully to run into the places.
Obviously, you've looked at the race. Does it give you the feeling that the favourite, Smiling Blue Eyes, has got the mettle to go all the way with the triple tiara?
Maybe a bit later on, a bit further, but it looks like it, yes. She's done absolutely nothing wrong, so can only improve.
Well, Paul, Destiny is a funny old thing. That the first horse I asked you about, this particular horse here, Blue Label, happens to be running on Saturday with a fantastic pedigree and an even better temperament.
That's right, Andrew. He's still learning the ropes. He's only had one start, and that was up the straight, which wasn't a bad run. He's going around the turn now. He's still got to learn the bend. So I think in time to come he'll be okay, but not quite ready yet.
The last time I worked, there was a very, very smart filly that went all wrong. I don't know what the report was. Maybe you can tell us and what you're expecting tomorrow.
Basically, the horse got a tongue over the bit. It's kissable we're talking about. The tongue over the bit, and she couldn't breathe, and pulled up distressed, blowing very heavily. That was no other explanation. That was the real reason. We've done things to her mouth and pulled the wolf teeth out and changed the bit and everything. Hopefully that'll work, and she's working well, and we expect a decent run.
Fantastic. And then, you know, some trainers are superstitious. It certainly didn't do any disservice to you when we spoke to you before the running of Royal Honour's last race, and great to see him back in a race that he looks set to win despite the penalty.
Definitely. You know, he's a horse that's on the up. Like I said before, he's a late foal. He's only born in March, so he's just turned 4, and he's now starting to mature and know what the game's about. So we expect a decent run from him. I definitely see him finishing in the first 3.
With us is ALSON NDZILANA. It's a great pleasure to have you back here in Gauteng. You start off with the Man of War with a horse called Pillar of Hercules.
He's come from Cape Town now. It's 3 weeks now from Cape Town to here in Joburg. His work has been good. We're expecting to see how they go on Saturday. I got Anton Marcus is riding him. So I want to see how they go.
Obviously, Joe Ramsden would never ever send horses here that he didn't think were top class. So you must think you've got a good chance of earning some money.
Yeah, I think I've got a good chance to earn some money. I can send him. He's not a bad horse. He's a good horse.
Okay, well, here's this beautiful filly, Captain Gambler. She's obviously a filly that's taking on the might of Smiling Blue Eyes, Team KOCK, Team TARRY. But you once again here, you're not here for the change of climate.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I want to see how she go. The work has been good. It's been here so quite long, 1st of February this year. I think that'll be acclimatized nicely. I want to see how to go on Saturday.
Having run 3rd behind the Colts in the Winter Derby, there's no doubt that she stays 1,800 metres, but is this her main mission?
The main mission is the ox.
This filly, Bipot, is certainly a case in point.
Andy, she is. You know, look, she's a jud pot for one thing. So you know, they generally come to hand a little bit later, if they're looking for ground, which I believe she is. And you know, you mustn't forget we have terrible ground in the winter time in Joburg, hard ground. So we tend to bring them out a bit late and start a bit late. So if you're running a horse as a 3-year-old kind of for the first time in maybe October, then you're not ready for the Cape season. So I think a lot of our better fillies actually, you know, they miss it simply geographically. They're in the wrong place. So they start later, but I think you get a better product at the end of it. You know, this filly's improved leaps and bounds, and I was so pleased last time. I kind of thought she'd win, but the way she won really was exciting, you know.
I remember the look on Timothy's face because he was on duty that day and he was speculating with you on the phone as to whether you should put her into the Fillies Classic, and there's no doubt in my mind that she really belongs there.
I agree with you, Andy. I watched the race from Cape Town, and I must say it was an exciting win. You know, she was so convincing. I think if she'd had top weight that day, it would have still been no race. The way she won it was just full of authority. And that's what we think we've been seeing at home, you know, good improvement from her. And whether we can match the top fillies at level weights, that's another story. I don't think the distance will be a problem. And really we go there with very little pressure other than what we put on ourselves. You know, obviously we all want to succeed, and I'd love to get bold black type on this filly for the Kalmansons. It would be, you know, wonderful for Vassenteen stud. So that's my only pressure. I've no doubt in due course she will end up with a bold black type, but it would be nice to start on Saturday.
But Promise from My Heart goes on strongly, and she claims the Epitome Challenge. Promise from My Heart wins it by 2.5 lengths from in second Duchess Darver.
You haven't exactly been the stiffest person in the world for the Kelmansons, with Duchess Darby and Promise from My Heart to mention but two, and there've been a whole lot more of them. Yorker was obviously bred by them.
Yeah, look, it's been a terrific stud for us. You know, I don't think there's a pedigree there actually that we haven't had some sort of good horse from. You know, and it's one of my first stops always at the National Yearling Sales. Go and see which sibling stands out the most. No, it's a great stud. They've got wonderful pedigrees, and you know, I think she's just another one of the many that have come from there that have got great ability.